Steps to finding a subject noun. Okay, so we're going to look for what or who is being described in this sentence. So you want to ask yourself, who is it? Who are they? Or what is it? What are they? So, Mary walked to school, period. Obviously, Mary, who is she? Or who is it? It's Mary. Okay. So Mary is the subject noun. Remember, this goes back to person, place, thing, or idea, right? And also who's performing the action. Who or what is performing the action. Like if I said, it is here, period. It is our subject noun. Well, it's our subject pronoun, because it is a pronoun. However, it is the subject, the word it, because you're saying, well, what are we talking about? What is, who or what is performing the action, or the state of being, whatever the verb is, who's performing that verb, essentially. Look for articles or possessive adjectives. So his car, right? His car is here. So car, his car. So car is the subject noun. Right, so the possessive adjective is his. His car is here. Or articles. The car is here. Period. So the is an article. So car. The car is here. So car is our subject noun. Right. A noun is going to follow somewhere. So you could say, the big blue, smelly car is here. Period. So all the adjectives in front. The big blue, smelly what? Car. Okay, so car is our subject noun. So, and remember, a pronoun replaces a noun, but here we're talking about subject noun. Okay, so a capitalized word or group of words, e.g. Bill or Orlando or Empire State Building, is usually a noun. So that's pretty clear to most folks, right? If it's capitalized, it's probably a noun. Remember to ask yourself the questions from number one. Remember, look, who is it? Who are they? What is it? What are they? Etc. Now, if you could put an article in front of the word, it might be a noun. And so you want to study the context of this. So, car. If you could say the car or a car, car is a noun. You could say the blue. The blue what? So blue's not a noun. Well, blue actually is a noun. The blue. Interesting. So blue is a noun. But so there are exceptions. English is an interesting language. You're going to have exceptions. Blue is a noun because blue is a color. But if you said like the blue, you're going to say the blue what? Well, the blue sweater. So sweater's a noun. So that is a piece of evidence. So if you can put an article in front of it, it can be a noun. However, not every noun grammatically make sense if you put an article in front of it. So that's something to make abundantly clear with this example, right? So you can't really say a blue ocean, right? So ocean is the noun in that case, and blue is an adjective, right? But blue is a noun if you're talking about blue, the color blue, or red, or orange. So, however, if you can put an article in front of it, it's probably a noun. So we can put an article in front of ocean, and it is a noun. Right, the ocean, an ocean. We can put an article in front of color, right? The color, a color. So color is a noun. So just pieces of evidence. And as we just covered in a different case, there are exceptions in English. The monarch butterfly was flying in the breeze. Period. Now I'm not going to say these are phenomenal sentences. They are just sentences. And I don't want to make them too tough, obviously. But, just for illustration purposes. So, the monarch butterfly was flying in the breeze, period. What is it? What are we talking about here? Butterfly, not monarch, right? What is monarch in this case? What part of speech? It's an adjective, exactly, because it describes the type of butterfly. However, monarch is capitalized. So you might think, oh, well, monarch is capitalized. It's probably a noun. Well, it's an interesting analysis here, and that is that monarch butterfly is a compound noun. However, the capital word monarch, if you only refer to butterfly as the noun, as the subject noun in this sentence, because breeze is also a noun here, but as the subject noun, then monarch would be an adjective. The would be an article, which is also an adjective. So the and monarch would both be essentially the adjectives, and butterfly would be the noun, which is what I cover here as well. So it's basically covering the question and answer. So yeah, monarch, butterfly can be considered the compound noun, the subject compound noun in this sentence. Or we can look at monarch, even though it's capitalized, as an adjective in this sentence. Just like the, which is an article and an adjective, which makes butterfly our subject noun in this sentence. So it could be monarch, butterfly as a subject noun, or it could be just butterfly with monarch as the adjective. Okay, hopefully that helps, and we will move on. And hopefully we'll cover some of this ground as well as you move further and further into this course. So, subject nouns, examples: Patricia, Dante, and Cy went to the campsite early. The Lincoln Memorial is a monument honoring the 16th President of the United States. So, these are all examples, right? So, names, obviously, are, and remember, subject nouns are the ones performing the action or the state of being. So, if you said, Patricia is, period, that's essentially a sentence, because Patricia is our subject noun, and we have our verb is. Now, is a state of being. It's not actually it's just saying basically exists. Patricia exists. So, and I think we covered this, the minimum number of words for most grammatically correct sentences is 2. You usually have to have a noun, which would be a subject noun, and a verb, right? Some type of verb, like Patricia is, period, which is essentially Patricia exists. However, you can also say go, period, which we've seen in umpteen books, and it's still grammatically correct. Go, but that's more of a command. It's like an exclamation. It's an exclamatory phrase or exclamatory word, essentially an exclamatory sentence, which a lot of times has an exclamation point at the end, but it doesn't have to, right? It can have a period at the end. But for all intents and purposes, 2 words is normally what we would think would be the minimum number of words in a grammatically correct sentence. No, usually, just subject, noun or pronoun, and then a verb. Patricia, Dante, and Cy went to the campsite early, period. So Patricia, Dante, Cy, subject, nouns. The Lincoln Memorial, right? So the Lincoln Memorial is our subject noun. Well, just because it's referred to as the Lincoln Memorial. Just like the Statue of Liberty is not referred to as Statue of Liberty. Even though when they first created it, it was called Liberty Statue. So there wasn't an article. But now we call it the Statue of Liberty. We don't call it Statue of Liberty. We call it the. So that article, in that case, is technically not really an adjective. It's actually the part of the full compound noun called the Statue of Liberty. Kind of like a book title, right? So the title of a book is also essentially a noun. I mean, it's also a title, but you could consider it a noun as well. The Catcher in the Rye, with the thes there, even though those are articles. In that case, it's considered a title, which can also be considered a noun. So somewhat confusing, hopefully somewhat clarifying at the same time. So the Lincoln Memorial is a monument honoring the 16th President of the United States. So the subject noun there is the Lincoln Memorial. It's a subject compound noun, or a compound. Yeah, it's a subject compound noun, with a verb being is, right? And Patricia, Dante, Cy are the subject nouns with the verb went. So who or what is this sentence about? Patricia, Dante, Sai. Who or what is this sentence about? Lincoln Memorial. No, I didn't put the here. I should have, and I will. I will actually change this because I am not perfect, and I made a little mistake. So yeah, it's very clarifying here to see that the Lincoln Memorial, that is our complete compound noun. Object nouns. If a subject is who or what a sentence is about, then what is an object? An object is what receives the action. A simple formula for finding a direct object is noun/pronoun plus verb equals direct object. So he saw her, period. So ask yourself, he saw who or what? So he is our subject noun, right? Or subject pronoun, right? He. And then what's the verb? Saw. There's always a verb in every sentence. Except for, remember, the one word sentences like go or run or come or stop. But that's mostly dialogue, considered dialogue. So it's a little bit different. But you're mostly, for most grammatically correct sentences, you're looking for at least 2 words. So he saw, period. Right? No object in that case. Right? However, if you say he saw her, there is an object now. Her is the object. The object noun or the object pronoun. Now, is her an object noun or an object pronoun? Yes, object pronoun, because it's he saw her. So the subject pronoun is he, the verb is saw, and the object pronoun is her. If you said, Steve saw Patricia, period, then our subject noun would be Steve, our verb is saw, and our object noun would be Patricia, right? So ask yourself, Steve saw who or what? Patricia. So Patricia would be our object noun. Hopefully that helps. All right. So we will move forward in our next video. Hopefully this wasn't too confusing and it clarified things just a little bit. And we're plugging away. Thanks a lot.